Okay, we are going to talk about the most common sibling issues between siblings and how to help our kids through those issues. So, number one is when our kids are kind to their peers, but they're really mean to their siblings. And I was just talking to a mom today that had that happen to them. So, their daughter was doing amazing at school and getting all of this praise, and she's like, "My kid, are you sure? I don't know, not so much at home." This is totally normal behavior. When they come home, they kind of let their hair down. They know that they can be safe around us, and that is fine. But we also need to encourage kinder behavior between them and their siblings. So, one of the easiest ways is to focus on pouring into them, doing their love language, giving them that time that they need, however it is, maybe it's physical touch, whatever it is, really pausing and really giving them that time right when they come in from school, before they can dive in and get nasty. Give them what they need to set them up for success. Also, constant reminders of rules. You're so kind at school, and that's incredible. We need to remember to be kind at home. Our two family rules, what are they? And you can go through it, or whatever your family rules are. And also, we are kind. We speak and we act with kindness at home, and we're going to keep working on that. The other really awesome thing to do for kids who struggle to be kind to their siblings but are kind to other people, they know what kindness is, we just need to connect it at home, is to work on the monthly sibling kindness challenge. So giving them the chart, whether it's the older kid chart or the younger one, and challenging them to do one kind thing for their sibling every single day. Okay, now next common problem. One sibling is super kind to the other one, and the other one not so much. They kind of dump on the kid who's really kind to them, and it doesn't make any sense. And it's really hard. That's one of the other really hard parts about raising kids to be kind, is understanding when other people are not kind to them. So here's how we do this. For the child who is really struggling to be kind to their sibling, when you see the smallest act of kindness, praise. Praise, praise, praise. Give them so much praise. You can use the sibling ice cream challenge. You can bust out the hole punch chart, and every small little constant reinforcement. Oh my gosh, that was so kind. Bam. Oh my gosh, that was so kind. Yes. Look at all these holes that you're getting. Keep going. Encourage, encourage, encourage. Build up that positive reinforcement. And this one is really crucial for these kids. Do not praise their sibling for being kind in front of them. That will tear it down. That will build up the jealousy. So don't do that. Save their praise for quiet time, private moments, when you have a second with them. So we're trying to build up this child to want to be kind more. They're going to say, well, I'm not kind. He's kind. He's the kind one. We don't want that kind of vocabulary in their head and in their mind. We can also use, like I said, the sibling ice cream challenge. So challenge your kid who is really struggling to be kind to do these kind activities and to get ice cream for their siblings. It builds it into a team. It gets them into a team. Okay, the next common issue is when they're constantly just bickering. They're always at each other's throats. They're always going in for the kill. They're just being nasty to each other. And it's disheartening, and I get it, and it just makes you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm like failing at all of this, and I get that feeling. I've had those moments, I've had those days, because remember, my kids are not perfect. They're not kind all the time. They're kind more and more without me reminding them, but they still have crummy days, and they still dump on each other. So those are the days when you go back to the basics. We talk, these are our family rules. This is what we expect. We talk about kindness. We praise even the smallest acts of kindness. We get back to the basics. We pour into them. We set them up to want to be kind to one another. So some simple tricks for these kiddos. They probably need their own space. They need their little corner. Oh my gosh, if I could show you what this space used to look like for my son. He needed this space away from his sisters. Give them that time away. If you have physical space in your home, separate them. You're in this room, you're in this room, you're in this room. Give them some space away from each other. And remind them, listen, if you don't have anything kind to say, if there's nothing here that follows this, then it's time to keep your mouth shut. Because you're not able to speak with a kind way, then let's just do some thinking. Let's just have some quiet time. So reset it. Press the reset button. Back to factory settings. Like go back to your corners and just take a moment. We also try to set them up so that they band together to work on something together, even if it's an us versus them kind of situation where they're kind of banding against their parents. So they've got to plan a team together against us for a game where they're cheering each other on because they have a common goal, whatever that can look like. Race them to do whatever that it is that you're doing, parents versus kids. Get them to want to work together, to want to be together. And we can also use the sibling role playing here. So if they're having constant tricky issues, whatever those are, figure out what their hot topic buttons is. Maybe it's this special toy that they all love to play, or maybe it's this one chair in the family room that they race to get. Remove the chair, or say this is mom's chair, or this day you get it, this day you get it. Regulate it almost over the top so that it just takes it off the table for things for them to bicker about. The sibling role playing will really help with that. I want a turn. Can I have a turn next? Can I go first? You pushed me. That didn't feel good. Giving them the words that they need to communicate in a healthy way, we have to give them the tools. One mom was asking me, how do you know when to step in and when to not step in? And it is a fine line. But here's what I said to her. We cannot expect our kids to know how to handle these situations on their own if we haven't given them the tools to do it. We can't just say, go figure it out on your own. That's not going to work because they don't know how to do that. But if we give them the words, if we can say to them, listen, here's what you do. You say, I'm frustrated. You say, I'm frustrated. And then they say it to their sibling. I want to turn. Give them the words. Help them practice. Build that up so that they feel like they can interact without your help. Then you can wean yourself off of that situation. And then you don't need to regulate their behavior as much. But in the beginning, we do. We have to show them what a healthy relationship looks like. We don't talk this way in our home. Here's what you can say instead. I'm frustrated. You're in my room taking my toys. Don't take my toys anymore. We need to give them those words so that when, in the future, we don't need to say that. They'll know how to say it. They can stand up for themselves, still be kind, stand up for themselves in a healthy way. And the last one that's super common with siblings is they push each other's buttons. My brother did it, my sister did it, I did it to them. We still do it sometimes, and we're adults. We just know how to make the other one just kind of, we can just go in for it. Part of it is normal sibling behavior. Part of it is okay. It's when it becomes mean-spirited, when it's done to just be mean on purpose. So we explain to our kids, it's okay to get mad. You can say, I'm mad. You need to stop. But it's not okay to retaliate. It's not okay to be mean back. We also then, on these moments when they're pushing and they're not stopping, we separate, we get back to the basics. You need time away. If you guys can't interact with each other in kind ways, then we need to separate. We need to have alone time. We need to go into our back to factory settings. We need to go back to our own corners. Some time alone will help. And usually that time away is enough. If it's constant, if it's constantly on repeat, again, back to the basics. Lesson 2. This is not how we treat each other. This is not what we do in our family. You may not talk to each other this way. This is an unkind thing to say. We don't talk like this. Stay calm, be consistent, relentlessly consistent. This is your brother. You love each other. You may not treat each other this way. Super clear expectations. This is not how we do things in our family. Okay, in the next module, I'm going to share with you the number one thing that siblings need to do for each other and listen to each other for. If they can do this one thing, it stops half of these issues, I promise you. It is so important for so many reasons, but for sibling relationships, it's crucial, and I'm going to share it with you.